You will rob you or be exterminated! Exterminate! Exterminate!
The TARDIS lands on a small rocky island where the Doctor, Ben, Polly, and new companion Jamie decide to investigate a nearby cave to find none other than the lost city of Atlantis. Here, the Doctor soon realizes that the great Professor Zaroff, a well-known scientist for his work on seafood, is at Atlantis. The saying about never meet your heroes is once again proved correct, as Professor Zaroff has an evil plan that could destroy the whole of planet Earth in minutes. Can the Doctor save Polly from being turned into a fish person, while also saving the world from Professor Zaroff? Or can nothing in the world stop Zaroff now? Let's discuss The Underwater Menace, which aired from the 14th of January to the 4th of April 1967 and was written by Geoffrey Orme and directed by Julia Smith.
I'm Conrad.
And I'm Nick.
And we are The Eyes of Harmony.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty in harmony.
That's probably the most harmonised we've ever got it. So, this is that story which we thought we weren't going to get on DVD, which suddenly we did get on DVD.
Yeah, well, because of the fan demand.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it feels kind of incomplete without it.
No-brainer if they had it, and, like, they weren't going to release it. Like, duh.
I mean, we've gone over the past with the DVD a bit in our animation video, which, considering it's our most popular video on the channel, you might have watched.
2000, yeah!
Oh!
Well, let me be specific, at the time of recording, 2131.
Oh. But, it was a bit of a troublesome a road to get this released on DVD, but we got it.
Well, hey.
But, was it worth it? Well, I'm going to say right off the bat, objectively, this isn't that great a story. Really.
I agree in the way of that, like, it's not deep or anything.
Well, no, it's not deep. There is a lot of issues to this, like, from, some of the, some of the dialogue, some of the settings, how they, and how things, kind of flow. I think objectively, this episode isn't very good, and generally its reception isn't that great. However, on the topic of whether or not you should actually watch it, I'd say definitely go for it, because in a lot of ways, it's an entertaining episode more than it is a good episode.
Entertaining.
For the most part, like, there are some very slow moments.
Oh yeah, no, there's massive, really obvious padding parts.
Yeah, there is.
Really obvious padding parts, which is bad. 4-parters don't need any padding. You should have enough to cover 4 episodes. Understandably, like in the Daleks, which is 7 episodes, you've got to have some padding here and there.
No,
long. It's long. There's got to be some padding. But for 4 episodes, no padding. Now, I want to another thing straight off the bat. Was this DVD worth it? Some ways yes, some ways no.
Yeah.
No animation, which is a massive shame.
Yeah.
Completely.
Especially now what we're getting with Power.
Yeah, because we've got Power now. It's actually a massive shame. Because it's not that they couldn't find anybody, because these guys did it themselves.
I think it's more the case of, well, when the original company went under.
Yeah. They didn't have anybody at that time.
Well, no, it wasn't just that they didn't have anybody at that time, but the fact was that whoever they would have got, they'd started, they had got a decent way through. So either they need to do it again from scratch, or find someone who could really replicate that animation style, which wouldn't necessarily be easy. We have no idea what it was.
I kind of would have preferred them to have held it back and finished the animation.
But it was either getting it as it is now, or getting it cancelled entirely. And I think we did get the better.
It's best to get it sometimes. But I mean, the amount of pictures that we used, there's so few that it was hard to keep up. I mean,
sometimes. it's not entirely their fault in terms of telestats. I mean, there's only so many
you can have. Obviously,
they only took so many. But it doesn't help, especially. Actually, no, it's saying both episodes it kind of hints at, but especially in episode 1. At the beginning part, after get the TARDIS, there is a long thing of
just Jamie. Ben.
What I assume in the actual episode would have been them walking around, exploring the rocks Polly going into the cave and stuff, but in the context of just having it as pictures, it's just a load of like scuffling and
what they needed was basically when they released the audios on them on CD, they had a narrator narrating what was happening. They needed to have those versions in it, I think.
Yeah,
because I was getting so lost, and especially in episode 4 as well. I was getting a
considering this is my second time in a relatively soon period of time, I actually kind of got it more this time. So I got what was happening. Yeah, but the first time watching, it's a lot harder. Yeah, you get lost.
I found it very hard to concentrate as well, because when it's just pictures, it is a bit boring. Especially if they don't change often enough. If they changed more often, it would have been easier to follow. But it's when you got like pictures for longer, you know. It's like these podcasts. I understand if you don't watch the screen and you just hear us in the background because you don't, you know, it's not entirely you need to watch the screen. But like this, it's on TV. It's not CD, so you're supposed to be watching it, and then, you know, you kind of, and it's kind of, you know, it puts you off watching the rest of it because episode 1, you're already judging it, and if the first thing you see is just pictures, you're like, oh dear.
I mean, I think a lot of fans already came in with that expectation. We knew it was going to be pictures.
Not as good, yeah.
But the issue being, you know, once again, the fact that, you know, it's just... I mean, as you said, if they had the narrator, that might have actually worked a decent way better, because, of course, like I said, there's a long gap of just scuffling and implied walking and moving places despite nothing really happening.
Yeah.
You know... And even just taking the pictures aside, episode 1 well, actually, it starts quite nicely. Yeah, the scene of TARDIS is actually very nice, like Jamie's reaction to it, and the forts.
Like what they want.
Where they want. I really like that.
Prehistoric. It's nice because it also reminds you that they literally could go anywhere, which is exciting. It's exciting stuff. And I do want to say, I actually quite like this story. I know there's lots of flaws to it, but enjoyability is an all-time high with this story. You cannot enjoy this. You can not like the story, and it does look a bit naff here and there, but I cannot stop. Like, when it hit episode 2 and 3, my eyes were glued to the screen, but again, when it hit episode 4, again, I found it a bit harder to concentrate. But, like, the designs, I like the sets, I like the costumes, the kind of world that they created. I very much enjoy this story, and I'm very, very glad that I've finally seen those 2 episodes, and I do actually quite like it, and it sticks out in the Throughton era as it's the most kiddie one, okay? It's a lot, it feels a lot more for younger kids with this over-the-top villain, you know, just crazy. And, you know, everything that happens is a bit kind of goofy and a bit crazy and a bit mad, you know, like you'd expect in a kind of cartoon or something. But I just enjoy it. It's got its own uniqueness to it in the Throughton era, and I mean, it's nice just to see early Throughton as well. I mean, now we've got the earliest episode, which is actually footage of him on DVD. I mean, we've got Power of the Daleks now, which is brilliant to have. Oh, so good! I kind of want to watch it again. But yeah, we've got you know, his earliest episode on DVD, which is nice. Yeah. But I'd hope if they find any of the other episodes, because if they found episode 2, it means that episode 1 and 4 could be about somewhere. I'd hope for probably a re-release, maybe a special edition,
and maybe with the other part animated.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That's enough for topic.
I think that would be a fair way, like a bit in the future.
Yeah,
I think possibly the Underwater Menace has a chance of eventually being released as a special edition. Though they really have. I mean, with the exception of Power, like, because of course they've released everything now. They've really wound down all of this.
Yeah. I mean, we know I think Web of Fear episode 3 is still out there, so if we find that special edition,
that would. And I don't think there's any justification for releasing them again, minus of course, the BBC shop versions are just the DVD versions. There's no, like, justification for a Blu-ray version, for, like, any of these stories. So, of course, they're all winding down, you know. If they just found one part of Underwater Menace, I'm not sure whether or not they bothered with a special edition. If they found the extra part of Web of Fear... That was the whole reason
why this one even got released, because we already had episode 3 on Lost in Time.
Yeah.
So, you know...
In fact, I guess this is a bit of a discussion for another day, but the only way I see them justify releasing at least the earlier episodes on Blu-ray is doing the Power of the Daleks DVD, colorize, I think that'd be kind of very divided amongst the fan base, definitely. it'd be interesting to see, I think.
But in some ways, it's like, well, which one do you watch now? Do you watch the one in colour or do you...
Both?
It's really hard to decide.
I would, as a general thing, watch them in black and white, but I also would watch the colour version for at least once.
Yeah, get it once.
It's like, just have it they have channels on YouTube dedicated to like colorizing. Things like that, and it's really interesting to see, and some of them look really nice.
Yeah, Wheel in Space is one. Babel Colour does some other.
Sometimes when he's not just in
the misinformation and tribute, but Wheel in Space is kind of the main channel which
does
colorizing, and it's very, very good stuff.
It is. I would love to see full releases. If they did a theoretical Blu-ray release and did that to those episodes.
He even did Nothing in the World Can Stop Me Now.
Yeah.
but it would be nice to see coloured, but I don't see them re-releasing anything.
No.
I think they might do Evil animated, because Power, I think, was pretty successful.
Yeah.
I think, from what it sounds like, I mean...
And that doesn't even happen the Blu-ray release, which is not even out yet.
Coming out. And I mean, my unboxing got 900 or so views, so there's obviously some interest, and I was just unboxing it. I wasn't even watching it, So I think it was relatively successful.
But we've kind of moved away from the episode. It's here. It's obviously to start, and then they get
kind of
all taken away in.
Yeah, so
and then it jumps to 100 immediately, because they're all sat down. There's no build up to the point. The priest, the priest leader is just suddenly you're being taken and you're going to be sacrificed in the ceremony. Just immediately, there's no there's nothing to build up to that moment,
Yeah.
Like in better stories, I think. For example, to get to a point like that, and say the episode like Genesis, they kind of build that up. You go into the base, you get to meet people.
They build it up.
And this one is just like, oh, we're here. You're going to be executed now. Oh no!
Well, it's because they were expected.
Apparently, yeah.
I don't know. I like the slow build up. Again, obviously, it was a lot harder to kind of feel the atmosphere.
If they took some of the walking out and then placed that for the build up inside Atlantis itself, that might have helped them around.
Yes, then they finally kind of work out that they're kind of just a bit in the future in 1970 something. Or after that point. They never specify what year.
No, Polly just says some point
it's
after.
Some point
90s.
After, 1970.
After 1970. So it could be anywhere, really.
It could be today.
It could be.
This very day that you're listening, viewers.
Right.
Professor Zaroff.
He's plans to block the world.
Nothing in the
world. Take your caves!
Yeah, so basically, So then we get the Doctor kind of gets his way out of being sacrificed.
I have to say, actually, as well, the costumes on the people are kind of...
They're weird.
Really over the... again, I'd put them both down as a good thing and a bad thing, because, it's so ridiculous, the costumes, but that's so different to anything else. The fish masks and everything. What even are those fish masks?
To hail the fish people.
The fish people, yeah.
I don't know.
Why would they hail the fish people? They turn people into fish people. Why would they hail them?
Because they give them food.
But that's why the revolt happened in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the Doctor manages to get out through the note, which is noted with Dr. W, by the way.
Yeah, I know, that is a weird bit which I just like to pretend didn't happen.
No, it is that.
He just forgot that it was Smith, so he was using,
He missed yes out!
Watson. Yeah, so yeah.
But yeah, and then Zaroff, we get to Zaroff. My god, is he over the top?
But I love that.
Yeah, no, I really enjoy Zaroff.
Joseph first.
His motivations are kind of a bit weak, because
his reasonings are rubbish, just for the power. But I do love how he plays the mad.
Oh yeah, no, it's wonderful to watch. If there's anything you're gonna watch this episode for, it's Zaroff.
The Zaroff. And to be honest, Patrick Throughton in it, he was.
Though his performance here it's good, but it's more reserved than he is in say other stories. He plays this one more. It's because
they were still kind of figuring it out. I think.
Yeah. I think that's.
There was a bit where he really reminded me of David Tennant. But there was this one point where he's talking to Zaroff about something, and like the way he said his words, just really like I could see Tennant saying those lines. And actually, to be honest, the kind of goofiness of this, it was quite a Matt Smith story in some ways.
Yeah.
A crazy scientist trying to... But the thing is...
You have to develop plots, you know, Matt Smith story.
But yeah, so yeah, his reasons for doing it were, as I say, don't look into this one for, like, deepness of story, guys. Just do it for the enjoyment, because it is bloody enjoyable.
Some of it is off-putting, some of it is slow, but for the good moments when they come,
there's such good. The one problem actually in episode 1, because it's Teddy Snaps, I didn't even know that they were being sacrificed to sharks until they just showed this random dirt face of a shark, basically.
I didn't entirely get that, but like. It doesn't even show how that temple area is connected to the outside. Like, how would they get pushed into the water without flooding the rest of the thing?
Yeah, I know. There's lots of
It's a bit odd. I enjoyed Polly in episode 1 actually, because in episode 1, not so much in the rest of the episode, but in episode 1 she gets a fair amount to do. And like one moment in particular I kind of liked is when she was able to do foreign languages despite it kind of coming out of nowhere. Ben's like, "Oh, Polly, you know foreign languages." She does. where did that come from? But I thought it was kind of a nice moment. You got a fair amount to do in episode 1, but then like
she became annoying. I mean, like episode
kind of
4
dropped out a bit.
Episode 4 when Zaroff's like acting ill, and she's like, "Oh, you better do what he says. He does look really ill."
I think.
Like, are you dumb, Polly? Are you dumb? It's obvious. And then she gets the other guy stabbed. It's all her fault. That is her fault.
Polly. I think actually Polly. A lot of I presume, because I read something about this, but I think a fair amount of what she was going to do got moved to Jamie. Because he wasn't even planned to be a companion.
Yeah, no, they just went, "Hey, laddie, you want to be a companion?"
Yeah.
Basically.
Pretty much.
That was basically it. Pop, pop, pop. So they gave him the part. The thing is that was probably the best choice ever, because Jamie is boss. Love Jamie as a companion.
Nowadays, it kind of didn't help this episode, but
well, the thing is, I quite liked him actually. They did it still pretty good.
Yeah, Jamie did well this episode. Yeah, but, like as I said, for the expense of Polly.
Yeah, that is the only problem. So I guess talk about.
You know this? What was her name? The Atlantic woman. Yeah. What? I mean. Okay,
I got confused what happened to them at the very end. Did they escape or what?
No, they did. They went to service, but they assumed that the doctor and stuff didn't, and then they going to put a thing in his name. The thing about her is that her helping them out kind of came out of nowhere, because the doctor came up to her, asked her to give a note to Zaroff, and now suddenly she's on their side, and like she said, "Oh, because they were nice to me" or something, and like the doctor just handed you a note. That isn't.
Yeah. Well, as I say, it's very kid kind of orientated. Like, trust someone quickly.
It's not just the kid oriented. Lots of kids dramas can get these things right.
Yeah, I know. But
I can point to a load of cartoons.
It's kind of infant. It's infant storytelling. It's like they. But
at the same time, they still do a lot of darker things in this. Like the experiment with Polly.
Yeah,
like Polly being like
it's a weird mix, isn't it?
It's not really kiddie.
No,
but it kind of is kiddie. The way it's structured is kiddie.
Structured is a kid style, but there's lots of dark features within it.
So it's not really. Who's to say that? Who's to say that?
But family. So I think he was doing a mix of both. But yeah, so I mean, Polly being turned into a fish person. I guess we should talk about the fish people.
I guess briefly. Yeah, they
different. There's lots of people say that the makeup's bad, but I don't hate it. It's just weird. It's just creepy.
It don't really look like fish.
Yeah,
that's the thing. You know they.
Well, they remind me of the one that's really spiky.
I can't say what they.
The turkey fish. There's a turkey fish. It's called turkey fish, and they're really spiky.
I can't say they look bad, but at the same time. You know,
it's not terrible. I mean, their swimming segment in episode 3. Actually, I think it's not that bad. I mean,
no, it would look at. I think they're kind of lucky that for the swimming scene that it was in black and white, because had that been in colour, that would have looked terrible. With the ropes, the
wires
and stuff. But actually, in black and white, it looks okay. The issue with that scene, though, is that
long.
It's so long. It comes out of nowhere. It breaks up the pace. Has no purpose. Like, it comes after this scene where they're telling them to go revolt, which first off, they convince them so easily about that. It's just like, oh, you look stupid. Hey, you should revolt.
Okay. It's like, hey, you look stupid. Hey, that's not nice. You should revolt. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, that was so easy.
That swimming scene is them telling each other, everybody, to revolt and stop. That's what it is.
Yes.
That's what it is. Because they're telling each other and they're swimming and going blah 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 blah, and they go blah 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 blah, and that's it.
But they don't make that clear.
It wasn't
clear.
It
takes ages.
It was the length which I didn't like. For that, the other obvious padding, which was in every episode had padding. One was when they were walking about on the surface. Episode 2 was when Jamie fell down that little ridge, and they spent about a minute just lifting
trying
him
to get him out.
And that was it. That was all it was. Yep. Was it a cliffhanger or anything?
No,
that was it.
Just him falling.
That
episode 3 was the, of course, the fish people swimming.
Yeah,
around.
And episode 4 was just kind of the destruction and stuff. It was a bit.
Oh, no,
but there was a little less. So the Doctor kind of finds out Zaroff's plan.
Oh yeah, quite quickly, and his sabotages are so unsubtle. Like the first one's okay, and then the second one when he gets caught, it's just like,
when he pulls out the wire.
Yeah, that was that.
I kind of found that funny though, because it's like, oops.
Well, yeah, if he was like a bit more subtle, then he got caught, fine. But he was like wandering up with the wires in his hand, like with two people talking, one of them facing towards his direction.
It was silly.
Yeah, that was.
It was silly, but I mean the overall look was nice. I actually, though the dresses I know in the special features they said they were uncomfortable and all, it did look nice, and I really love that marketplace scene.
They kind of build an interesting.
I love that entire when they were trying to catch Zaroff and imprison him. I did love that entire scene when they were in the marketplace.
Bit of a convoluted way to go about trying to get him, though.
But I did like it when they were like running about, and then it was fun. It was like a pantomime. This is what this is. This is a pantomime of Doctor Who. That's what it is.
The lower end of pantomime for the pantomime.
The over dramatic villain.
It's like one of these like village festival pantos.
Yeah.
Which isn't necessarily like high quality, but you enjoy it.
It's enjoyable, and I did like it.
You can tell people here care what they're doing and stuff.
Yeah. It's good. I thought it was overall pretty actually decent. I mean, I don't get why Frowst just like basically at the end of episode 2 just drops them in it. Well, then for some reason, the start of episode 3 they redo the walk of him walking in, and it's actually a whole lot less. Because in episode 2, the cliffhanger, he was like, and there he is, and they turn around, and there he is walking through the door already.
Yeah.
But when they re-showed it in episode 3, he walks through the door, stands there a moment, and then the line
happens a couple of times, because I think they did it a couple of times. Because, like, the infamous Nothing in the World Can Stop Me Now, like, the over-the-top one is at the cliffhanger. When he does it again for the beginning of the next episode, it's more reserved.
Yeah.
By comparison, it's just really kind of weird.
Also, the gunshot was weird.
Yeah.
Where did they get the guns from?
One issue I have, actually, is just the whole thing in general. Zaroff's plan is uncovered by the Doctor so quickly. Like, really quickly. There's no build-up to anything. Like, because, it would have been better if we'd seen Zaroff, doing stuff like, doing stuff like his fish things, and doing stuff like, we build him up as a good guy and show what he did, and then uncover his plan. Because, like, if they build him up more as, he's going to save Atlantis, he's helping with the food, build that up more, and maybe go a bit on his past accomplishments. But they immediately
showed him up as the villain.
Yes, pretty much. Which makes him quite and his reasoning for that, like it.
Bang, 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 bang. It's so weird, but I don't get it. So the Doctor explains to I think it's Ramo, or is it Damon, the priest guy, about the explosion. Uses the pot. As the pot explodes way over the top, by the way, it should have just crumbled like little bang, and that's it.
Yeah,
it should have like freaking smoke and everything.
Yeah, it's true.
There's not enough steam to do that. But basically, then they go to King Frouse or whatever. And then his only explanation is, look at his eyes.
Actually,
they glaze over. It's like, just show him the same thing. Come on, Doctor. What are you doing?
Yeah.
When he tried to explain it, he did it so rubbishly. It's like, no wonder he didn't believe you.
Yeah. It's true, though. Actually, in a way, I kind of like the fact that, later on, like, when Zaroff's going over the top, he looks into his eyes and, like, why are you looking at me? Kind of made me think back to the whole Christmas Invasion Harriet Jones thing in a way. Like,
yeah.
You know.
I did like that when they looked, so, yeah.